A couple of weeks ago, I posted on my Instagram stories saying that I'm going to do a Q&A all about my life in Switzerland. And if you have any questions, send them to me. And you did. So I wrote them down and we're going to go through them today. But before we get started, just a little quick bio on me. My name is Alyssa. I was born and raised in the US, in Utah. And when I was 18 years old, I moved to Zurich, Switzerland. And now I've been here for 6.5 years. That's crazy. I can't even believe it's been that long. First question. What parts of Swiss culture do you struggle with? The biggest part of Swiss culture that I really struggle with is how, I don't want to say blunt, but I can't think of another word to explain it, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but I find that as Americans, we tend to skirt around things. If somebody invites us to an event and we want to say no, we find some creative way to dance around it without actually saying the word no. Swiss people don't do that. Swiss people will just say, no thank you. Swiss people will just say it, which is great because you always know, you're never wondering what they're thinking. But I feel like as an American, sometimes it comes across to me as very harsh and very unfriendly. But I'm not saying that this is a bad thing about Swiss culture or that this is a bad thing about American culture. I just think that these two pieces of these two cultures tend to cause communication issues. And even though I've been here for 6 years, I still struggle with this. I still struggle with just saying no, and I still tend to get a little bit offended when Swiss people are blunt with me. I often have to remind myself that they're not being mean, they're just being honest, which is what I want. I ask the question and I want them to be honest with me, but Colvin often has to remind me that they're not being mean at all. Especially when it comes to like emails or text messages, it can be confusing. But luckily, I always have Colvin to remind me that there's no reason to be upset. How long did it take you to feel at home in Switzerland? I feel like this is a hard question to answer because I don't know if I ever felt at home in the US. Even though I was born there, I was raised there, leaving wasn't specifically difficult for me, and I don't specifically have a lot of homesickness. But that being said, I do feel really at home here, but I don't remember a certain point because I've always just felt drawn to Switzerland. Ever since me and Colvin got serious, I've always known that this is where I want to raise our family and plant our roots. But I'm not sure if that has to do with my mindset moving here. I already knew that I wanted this to be my home, so I came here with the intent of making this my forever home. I feel like there's a lot of people that move abroad temporarily or they're expats and they don't have that mindset of settling in this place, so they do have a lot of homesickness. But I kind of knew, like, this is it. This is a big move. This is what we're doing. And I feel like that gave me a good mindset about it. I don't know. That's an interesting question. Was it easy to make friends in Switzerland? It has not been easy. I find making friends in Switzerland to be really difficult. It's not as difficult now that I'm older and I'm more sure of myself and more self-confident. But when I first came here, when I was 18 years old, I didn't know the language. I was scared of everything. I didn't know how to get around. And so I didn't really give myself the opportunity to make friends. But now that I've been here a while, I do find it is hard to make friends with Swiss people. I feel like there's this hump you have to get over between we are casual friends to we talk about personal things and we're really close. I feel like there's a really difficult hump to get over. With some Swiss people, I find it's kind of impossible. And with other Swiss people, they're a little bit more relaxed. But I'm not sure if this is because I come from the US or because the only experience I have before coming here was school and high school and like having best friends in high school and telling them everything. And maybe that's what I expected in friendships. But not only did I become an adult, but I also switched cultures. But it's getting easier. Do you ever regret moving to Switzerland? I've never been asked this particular question, but I get asked a lot by people here if I'm homesick, if I miss the US, if I plan on moving back. And the answer is honestly no. Well, I just woke up. Not only did I move from one country to another country, but I moved to my husband's home country. So it's not like we just moved to a random country and are experiencing the culture, but we moved to his home, which means that we have a home base here. We have family here. And that has made a huge difference. I honestly don't know how people or couples or little families just move abroad, just them. That thought is so terrifying to me. We had people here that were already established, that were helping us to figure things out and to settle and to find our path here, and that were giving us love and support the whole way. And we've become so close to Colvin's family that we literally are next door neighbors with them. But I don't even know if I could ever move to a different part of Switzerland, just because having his family close is so important to both of us that it's hard to think of anything that could be more important than that, like a job that makes us move away or a nice house that's far away. I just don't know if any of it is worth it. To me, family is the number one priority in this life, and we don't want to miss out on that. You know what I mean? But I've got to cut it short because Oli just woke up. Can you hear him? But we can always do a part 2 if you guys have more questions. We could even do different subjects. That would be fun too. Oh my gosh, he's going crazy in there. I love you guys. Don't forget to enjoy the journey, and I'll see you guys next time. Mwah! Tschüss miteinander.